to Third Love for supporting Don't Blame Me. Go to thirdlove.com/blame now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your entire purchase. Thanks, Third Love. Everyone, get 15% off your first purchase by going to thirdlove.com/blame. This episode of Don't Blame Me is brought to you by Aptiv. Aptiv produces audio-based workouts created by certified personal trainers available through a mobile app. New members get 50% off an annual membership. Visit aptiv.com/blame. That's AAPTIV.com/blame. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Don't Blame Me. Today, we have a very special guest. It's Claudia Sulewski.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here today.
Ooh, you have a sexy podcast voice.
Thank you so much.
Wow. No, it's very good. I'm now very self-conscious about mine because yours sounds like sultry-y.
Okay.
Well, I'm enjoying it. And guys, guess what? Claudia looks very pretty today. And do you know how I know that because I'm here. But you guys can know that too because we're actually filming this for YouTube.
That was such a great little segue in there.
Thank you. I'm very good at these quick
Guys, we're looking
segues.
Dewy with this lighting.
We are. I'm oily. She's dewy, which that's okay. What you order versus what arrives. Yeah, I'm excited. Claudia's here. We're going to answer or give you guys some advice. If you've never tuned in before, welcome. This is Don't Blame Me. It's an advice podcast where you guys leave voicemails and tell us things that are happening in your life that you need some assistance or some advice on. So if you guys want to call in, the number is 310-694-0976. One more time. 310-694-0976. Jack, I had it the first time.
Incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
you made me look so that I see the fucking number. Well, okay. Well, yeah, so it's going to be good. It's going to be great. And Mel's here too.
Hello.
Woo! And Jack's here, but he doesn't have a microphone. You can hear him. Hi.
Very faintly hi.
I'm running the camera.
Yeah, Jack looks like, I'm not going to say you look like a dad because you don't look like a dad, but like you look like someone who you look like a kid who just got a lot of Christmas presents, guys. We have there's a tripod, a camera with a mic and a monitor on another tripod and these two lights.
Yeah, this is super official.
It is.
It's good.
It's quite official.
Yeah.
So I guess we should just get started and do this. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
I'm so ready for you to. I'm excited because you read a lot of self-help. You read self-help books.
I do. But that kind of ties in with motivation and self-discovery, that sort of stuff.
You take Soul Cycle. You know how to do this
Soul
shit.
Cycle. But I'm excited to hear the questions because you guys can ask about any aspect of any of life.
It's intense.
Yeah.
Also, we should do a Soul Cycle class next week.
I'm super down.
Sick. Okay. Let's go to the first call.
Hi, Megan. So I'm 16 and I have a problem that's been going on for a while, and I think it's kind of reached the point where I need to ask for help. So I go to a boarding school, and about a month ago, I realized my roommate's been using my stuff, like my towel, shampoo, conditioner, soap, and even my razor, but I know she has her own stuff because I've seen it. When I confronted her about this, she kind of laughed and blew it off and then jokingly said, "Oh, next time you'll see me using your toothbrush." And since then, she kind of treated it like a joke. For example, last week, I walked into the room and she was on my bed, and then she just laughed and said, "Oh, you caught me." She's also now used my toothbrush, and I have no idea what to do. I'm afraid of talking to her again, and then it won't do anything. What do you think I should do? Thanks.
That is a very particular issue that I've personally never gone through.
Really?
No.
Oh my God. Well, I had roommates who used to steal shit from me.
Okay.
And they would go in and borrow my clothes and remember when Michael Kors watches were a thing on YouTube? They would go in and put, also you borrow a watch? That's just for one day you need to fucking know the time? Really? That's not, that's so weird to me.
But also that's, a watch is one thing, but a toothbrush?
Yeah. Well, this is a power move, I think. So what I would say in my my advice for the next time in this situation, hopefully you're never in this situation, but so my freshman year roommate in college, we were forced to do this thing that our RA did where you get the whole list of things, what time you go to bed, are you a morning person, are you a night person, what's your favorite kind of music, and it's kind of a get to know you thing, but it's also here's how I like to live my life, here's how you like to live, and let's figure out the compromise and in between, just so we know. And one of the things on there was like on a scale from like 1 to 10, how comfortable am I sharing my things? How comfortable am I sharing things without permission? And like then things like that. So I think next time when you live with somebody, I would say before you like embark on that whole thing, just being like, hey, I'm more than happy to like loan stuff and like borrow stuff. Only if you are. Don't say it if you're not, because then you're just going to resent them anyway. And so then they know to ask beforehand. But this seems like a power move. I would just say, this is expensive, but maybe like just buy a second toothbrush and hide it. Like buy things and just hide that shit and then Venmo charge her and be like, you owe me $75 for all the shit I had to buy at Target because you used my shit.
I know, because it sounds like you've already tried the whole communication thing and talking about it, and clearly she's just like laughing it off and not taking it seriously.
It's immature.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you'd pull pranks too. Like maybe put shaving cream on your bedspread and then be like, yeah, bitch, you want to fucking lie in my bed now?
See, then but then you also like have to deal with that
But
later.
I feel like there's
you know what I mean?
It's true. I'm just thinking of the revenge.
I'm trying to think. Because you don't want to do anything too malicious that just makes it like, you don't want to like fight fire against fire and also be
then it'll
mature
turn
about
into
it.
like a war.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like maybe try to approach it in a different way, in a more like, listen, this is not like a joke for me. This really actually bothers me. Like maybe trying to take it a little seriously. And then, if you do need to buy like a separate stuff and have like a little caddy, like your things.
And lock it. There's a safe in college. There's always a little safe.
Get it. Yeah.
Lock it.
Get a safe.
Yeah. Get a safe. And get an alarm system for just your side of the room. And so like if she, like the lasers, like when you like in those movies where you have to like duck under them and like do the limbo, get lasers. And then, so like anytime she tries to cross into your half, you get a whole alarm system. I started watching Veronica Mars the other day and like, this is why I'm doing this.
Or this, all right, get a Nest camera. Okay.
Oh, are you sponsored?
Hook that up. My dad got it for Christmas for me. Yeah. And hooks up with an app. You can see exactly when she's snooping.
Ooh.
Honestly, if you got the cha-chang, like just get a Nest camera.
We'll start a GoFundMe for you. Everybody chip in money so this girl can stalk her roommate.
I would give it another conversation that's a little more stern.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's doing it to get a reaction though, because some people just like love that kind of attention
100%.
with like, like sparking up emotion people and getting them like a little pissed.
Yeah. Are you guys friends? That's what I would wonder.
I don't know. Maybe approach it in a way where you kind of also joke back and be like, oh hey, klepto. It's like, you know what I mean? Like kind of show it does. You don't really care, because maybe she'll kind of drop it.
Oh, that is actually, I like that.
Right?
I think that's smart. And playing the same way that she's kind of doing
if you find her on your bed, go on her bed. Be like, okay.
Ooh. I do want to point out too that this happened. There was a story in the news. Was
this the girl, the racist one with the girl in the tooth?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
fuck
so
that
if
girl?
you're putting bodily fluids on something, so if she's using her toothbrush, that's against the law.
Oh,
and so you can actually go to jail for that.
Fuck yeah. Send this bitch to jail.
This just took a turn.
Wait, did you see that article? That was the most
it was disgusting. She was rubbing like her tampons on the girl's backpack.
She was like sticking the toothbrush in her ass, being like, because she was racist and wanted her roommate to like move out.
Yeah.
That is disgusting.
And then she posted about it on Facebook after being like, finally after like shitting on her toothbrush and like and she like put like something in yogurt too, and like the food that she was eating, she was essentially poisoning her. And was like proud of it.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh, that's like a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
And so the caller, she didn't mention that she had talked to like the RA or anything.
You could do that.
So she should talk to her
RA.
RA.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Using a toothbrush.
Okay, well there's the real advice.
I love that.
We're like, be cool.
Be cool.
Foot back.
No,
get
call
a camera.
The police.
Call the police.
I love when that can be the advice for these questions. Where I'm like, yo, you can call the police on this one. Wow, that's amazing.
I would talk to an RA.
Yeah,
honestly.
I would too. Unless if your RA seems like he's not going to do shit about it, talk to him, and then right after that, go talk to like someone else at the school. So you can already say like, I already put word in with my RA. I've already tried to talk to my roommate. So by the time you talk to someone who's at a higher up level, it's like, no, she knows that I'm upset about this.
Then she loses that power if you bring in some higher power.
Hell yeah. Well, I would just in the meantime though, buy a new toothbrush.
No,
and hide it. And just fucking
that
hide
shit.
it.
You don't know where that toothbrush is going.
Okay, on to the next one.
Hi, Megan. I'm calling in because I am married to somebody that I thought was a wonderful man. I still think is a wonderful man. However, this last election season has really put a rift in our marriage. He is a Republican and I was always a centralist, but lately I've been kind of leaning further and further left. I'm somewhere close to the ocean now. I'm so far left. And it's really put a strain on our marriage to the point where we're struggling to figure out how we plan to raise children together with such different views. In this last election, I was a big Bernie supporter and then later a Hillary supporter. And he supported Donald Trump. And that was really hard for me to deal with. It was also very hard for him that I was supporting Hillary. And so now, where do we go from here, I guess is my question. I love this man very much. Obviously, we're married, but what do I do? Do I just let it be, or do I keep fighting for our marriage in hopes that we can find some middle ground?
That's a hefty one.
Yeah, Jack can't hear it, but funny enough, you can't hear it, can you? We were just talking about this.
Ooh.
Her husband is a Trump supporter and she's not. She's like was Bernie and then Hillary.
Yeah, and they love each other.
And Jack and I, we were literally just talking about how now we're both at this. Well, I'm gonna wrap both of us out. Who cares? We talk about this on Twitter about how like I'm at this point where if I now find out that someone is currently in supported Trump, that I'm like, no, automatically you are a racist, or you can look past someone who is racist and therefore that still makes you racist.
Yeah.
Fuck, this is fucking hard.
That's really hard because you guys are married. Like you're already in deep too.
The first thing, as soon as she said that, the first thing I thought of was like, I don't know how you have kids.
Well, I wonder if this kind of came up before the marriage. You know?
If it was something that it was. Well, she was saying that she didn't used to be so far left.
Right.
But it's been in light of everything, which I think is true for a lot of people. Like I think there's a lot of people who identified either as like fiscally Republican or just Republican in general, because the fucking definition has completely changed.
Yeah.
And like just like the party in general. I totally hear you and what you're saying with not wanting to raise kids with that.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I think like if it was me, I don't know if you can look past this and you can move on. Sure. But I also think like Donald Trump, like this is like, he's a specific kind of monster in the sense of like, he's a misogynistic asshole towards women and your husband is supporting someone who does that. Mm-hmm. So I think when it boils down to these other issues, as much as he loves you,
like what are his values in
like
general?
What are his values when it comes to women and children and like race and all of these other things, that it's not just like a difference in political views, it's a difference in like morals, which I think that will affect your marriage, not just because he supports Donald Trump, is because maybe he has those traits, those similar, or can look past that, and then that's raising kids in that way too. Fuck, dude.
It's so tough because I always say like you, as much as you try, you can't really change someone. You know what I mean? But this is one of those cases where,
I mean, if you voted for Trump and like still post all of this, and also when people like, I also have a really like specific place for people who like really hate Trump and vocally hate Hillary and then judge like being like, you're a terrible person because you voted for Hillary. And I'm like, what? Let's okay. I mean, it's a marriage, but I also think that in this, like, I don't know, this climate, political climate in general, I think you need to value yourself and like your gender and like that, like women's rights and all of those things. And I think if this is what breaks you guys apart, I don't think it's because he voted for Trump and it's because you didn't. It's because
it's like, a lot of more deeper rooted stuff.
He believes in things that you don't believe in.
Yeah.
And I would definitely put having kids on hold until you can figure out if this is something that if
it's going to be a forever thing, that you guys are always going to be on such different levels. Yeah, that's not ideal. Not ideal.
Not ideal at all. Was she young? Was she young married?
She didn't say how old she was. But there is that political power couple, James Carville and Mary Madeline. And she's a Republican and he's Democrat.
Oh.
And they have like strict rules where they don't talk about politics at home.
Oh,
interesting.
And I know that they've written a couple books too, so...
But she's not a Trump supporter, though.
She's not a Trump supporter. No,
See,
she's
and
not
that's
a Trump
a different
supporter.
kind of beat.
And she has
that's
since
huge, step.
gone into. I think she's a libertarian now, but But they have 2 daughters too, and they've written a couple books about how they balance their different views at home too. So maybe
so like
there's
ways to make it work.
Like it's not even necessarily about politics or like what party you affiliate with. It's like what terrible things are you okay with someone doing, and like what do you think is above the law? And like that's what I think the issue is here. And I think if it was any other political candidate or like any other election in a different like Republican
then it would be like
candidate,
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's like don't talk about it
whatever.
at home. But it's like if you supported somebody who has like been open about like assaulting women and like having that be okay. That for me, like I fear for like the woman in the marriage. I'm like a man who's okay, a husband who's okay with another man doing that, who's in that high of political power. That I just think is not a situation you want to be in or put kids in.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's tough.
Good God. Did we help at all? Mel helped a little.
I don't even know.
You helped. Fuck, dude. It's hella hard. I think my final advice would be put a hold on the kid situation.
Yeah.
Go to therapy.
That's what I was going to say is honestly go to therapy and talk about this.
And then see from there if it's something that you guys can move past.
Because we don't know what's being said in these conversations. Like I'm hoping you guys are talking about this a lot and, you know, kind of breaking down the differences. But maybe like bringing someone else into the equation, like a therapist.
Well, call us back and
keep us posted.
Keep us posted. I guess on to the next call. Damn it. I wish I had more help.
Hi, Megan. I am 21 and I grew up in Texas. I've been playing music since I was 11 years old. And a couple of months ago, I met this guy who's a producer. I flew out to Arizona to record some music with him and we fell in love. I fell in love with Arizona. I had less anxiety. My mental health was just better. You know, I love this guy. So I decided to move in with him in his apartment, which I know is a bad idea, but it happened. It was very intense. And I learned after I moved in that he had borderline personality disorder and a Vicodin addiction. So basically, borderline personality disorder is when you went through childhood trauma or childhood abuse and never developed the ability to take your emotions, process them in a situation, and react to conflict in a productive way. And there's a ton of other stuff that goes along with it. But basically, this led to a lot of problems for us. It's led to all of his relationships ending in the past. But I loved him, and I ended up having to walk on eggshells and filter what I said and what I didn't say, just to protect myself. And he got clean from Vicodin and he got on medication that was really helping him with his BPD. So we're also in a band together, which is like a dream come true because this is what I've been wanting to do since I was a little kid. And I'm getting to play music and make money and it's great. But the other day, everything had been fine. We broke up but stayed best friends for months and everything was good on this medication. The other day, I said something that bothered me that he did, and he flipped on me. Basically, I blocked him after that. I didn't want anything to do with the toxic relationship anymore. So he called the woman that runs the band and basically told her that he didn't want to work with someone that was so immature and dramatic, and he's basically sabotaging this for me. So she called me, I gave her my side of the story, and I guess where I'm at now is we're going to be in this band together. He is my best friend, but I know that this isn't a healthy relationship for me, and I'm alone in Arizona. I know like 3 people. So my question is, do you think I should keep with this guy and sacrifice the band? Like, I just want to know what I should do for myself, because I care about both.
Yeah, that's messy.
She's 21. Oh, fuck, dude.
Here's the thing.
First of all, why do you love Arizona?
It's warm.
No, like I'm automatically from this point on. I was like, ooh, you need to travel
she
a little
moved
more.
from Texas.
Okay, she needs to travel a little bit more.
Right. I don't know. I feel like when you're that young too, I think like I'm personally just realizing more and more like life is so precious. Time goes by and like you shouldn't waste your time for anyone doing anything that's not going to like better or please or benefit you. You know what I mean? I think in your 20s, that is when you should be selfish and be doing what makes you happy and what's going to help you grow. I think everything happens for a reason. And so this specific situation has clearly taught you a lot of lessons and you're aware of that.
Yeah, but I feel like it taught you them. And like
it
now
taught
it's
you
time
them
to
and
leave.
it's time to rip that Band-Aid off because I mean, you're admitting it yourself that it's toxic. And so you know better than anyone else. Yeah.
I mean, I would say as someone who thinks they're 21, but is definitely still not 21, I think like that, like you're saying, it's the age where you're supposed to fuck up. Like that's the age where you're supposed to move to Arizona and move in with a guy who you've known for like 3 months.
Love makes you do crazy shit.
That's the shit you're supposed to do. I had, oh God, I'm not even gonna get specific, but he's gonna, because then he'll know. But I definitely dated someone around that age in my life who was fucking crazy and strung out on Vicodin and Oxy and like all this stuff and like was like super addicted to that stuff and I didn't know.
Yeah.
But like that's the kind of thing, like that's a lesson that you learn and you go through, but you kind of have to separate yourself from that. And I think being friends with an ex in general is really hard. Being friends with an ex who you really didn't know that well before you started dating and who you recently broke up with, who you didn't date for that long and who has a substance abuse problem. I think that, and then working with that person, like that's just, there's so many layers. It's like, I'm working with my ex. We also are friends. He also does drugs. He also has a personality disorder, which again, like not shitting on like mental health, like great that he's being medicated for all of that.
Right.
But this is also, it's no longer, if this is someone that you couldn't date because this was too toxic, you can't, not only can you not be friends with someone who's that toxic, you shouldn't work with someone like that. And I said that before on a podcast where like you have to hold your friends to the same standard you hold your relationships, like your boyfriends and all that stuff. So I feel like if he is not like boyfriend material because of not necessarily any of his issues, but like this just is too toxic to date, he's too toxic to be your friend and he's too toxic to work with.
Just sounds like none of it is worth it.
You're
from that call, I'm taking like the number one thing that's holding you to that is being in the band. Which it could be a scary thing to like ditch that situation, but it really doesn't sound like going through all of that is worth it.
Yeah,
you know?
No, I'm with you on that. I feel like there's so, I mean, because if you're Jared Leto started in a band, like look where he's like, you don't have to stay. I mean, it's a great.
If you're passionate about music and you love it and you want to continue doing it, like you will find different pathways and everything. Like life is filled with so many unexpected opportunities and things. And
and it's not like you're in Nashville.
Like
you're in the band scene. And no, if I keep shitting on Arizona, but I just mean like, it's not like, I would say like, if this is the first band you've been in, or this is the first like real, like you're getting paid for this and this feels like a job and dreams are coming true. I would also say, I think my advice would be different if you were in your 30s and you were in a music city and you were signed to a label and like all of that stuff. Not saying that you're not, but I just think like, it's not the perfect situation where you have to like sacrifice all this other stuff for. I feel like you've got a good thing going, but I don't think that this is the only thing that you could do.
You don't have to settle with this.
No.
And feel like this is the best that is to come. Or, you know.
And you also gotta like think of yourself in a better situation. Like you're talented enough and like you need to be, not to like preach the self-love thing or whatever, but I mean like own like being good at something and being like, oh, I'm going to be able to find this somewhere else. This isn't just like they like me and I fit in here.
You don't need them.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, not even like a bitchy way, but it's like, I think you need to like value your talent and your strengths and know that like you could do this in other places.
Yeah.
So I would say move the fuck out of Arizona because I get not having any friends there. Like that's a lot. Like don't move. You moved there for a
support system. Exactly.
Yeah. And so you don't have to stay there because it's Arizona. So, guys, I fucking
can we have like a counter for all the times that she's shitting on Arizona?
Do you know why I hate Arizona so much? I've only been fucking once, and because we went for Lily's goddamn birthday, and it was the most literally. I drove because
why were you there for a birthday?
You puked or something, right?
Okay, well, you ruined the fucking punchline. I peed. Sorry. I laughed so hard, I peed myself and vomited on myself. And we also got searched by drug dogs all in the same fucking drive. And I was like, I hate this place. Yeah, it was not fun.
That's rough. I feel like, okay, well, to kind of cap this off, I feel like with everything that's being said, also, if you're worried about like financial issues and moving and all that stuff, I mean, just be aware of this and maybe kind of like set up a plan. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to like do this tomorrow. No. You know what I mean? Save up some money. Yeah. Figure out what your next step would be so that you're smart about the situation. But I think you know the answer more than all of us
and like take a trip. Like take a trip to Nashville or take a trip to like a music centric city. And or if you have any friends who are also doing music stuff and like sort of figure out if that's where you want to be. And I would, like Claudia saying, like have it, not that I'm not like stay in the situation forever, but definitely think through it and definitely move in with like friends and not a guy.
Not a guy.
I would say.
Yeah.
Because that also just tarnishes the city. Like if you move it, like you're like, I moved here, I'm going to move in with somebody. Then no matter what, you're like, if you break up, you're like, fuck this place. This place is the fucking worst.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I would do that.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to hear your music. Like, what do you? I'm picturing you like Lindsay Lohan in Freaky Friday. That band, Ultimate, great song.
That is not what I was thinking of, but okay.
Ultimate. I don't know. I want to watch it.
Good film.
It's a fantastic feature film.
Really good.
Jamie Lee Curtis. It's some of her best work aside from the Activia commercials.
Oh my god.
Jamie Lee Curtis is an icon. What? Iconic. She's so talented. Okay. I think we covered that. It's time for a break, everybody. We'll be back. Thanks to Third Love for supporting our podcast. When it comes to bra shopping, it's about finding the right fit for you. And there's only one lingerie brand that offers bras in sizes AA through G and half cup sizes. It's Third Love. Third Love uses thousands of real women's measurements and super smoothing memory foam to create bras that fit better and feel great. Did you know that most old school bra brands carry 15 sizes? Well, Third Love has 660 sizes. Wow. Including half cups. Never heard of a half cup size? That's because no one else does it. Ooh, ahead of the curve. Third Love knows that there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they're offering my listeners, that's you guys, 15% off your first order. To find the bra that you've been waiting for, all you have to do is answer a few simple questions from Third Love's Fit Finder quiz. It takes just 60 seconds, and you can do it from the comfort of your home. So you'll never have to have that awkward fitting room experience again, which, by the way, so awkward. Try a Third Love bra. It's so comfortable, you might even forget that you're wearing it, which is my favorite kind of bra. And if you don't agree, returns and exchanges are easy and free. This year, make the change that will change the way you think about bras. Go to thirdlove.com/blame now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/blame. thirdlove.com/blame. This episode of Don't Blame Me is brought to you by Active. Active produces audio-based workouts created by certified personal trainers available through a mobile app. Expert trainers for maximum results and motivation. Active makes the highest quality training available to everyone with a carefully selected group of certified personal trainers that guide you through every workout. The trainers have a wide array of personalities so you can find the personal training style that motivates you best. Plus, Active's in-house music production team partners with every trainer to create music playlists that are perfectly timed to the intensity and pace of your workout. When you need that extra boost, the music keeps you going and motivated. And when you're ready to slow things down, the intensity of the music dials down with you. There's flexible audio workout formats so you can work out just the way you like, whenever or wherever you like to work out, at the gym, at home, outside, when you're traveling for business. Active is ready to go along with you with their mobile app. It's like having a personal trainer inside your pocket. Whether you're interested in running, which all the more power to you. I wish I was interested in running. Strength training, indoor cycling, stair climbing, yoga, or even meditation. Active trainers give you the guidance you need to be better at these types of exercises that you love, delivered in a flexible audio format to make fitness a lasting part of your routine. Variety of classes and levels to keep engaged with your fitness program over time. Active has classes for all fitness levels from beginner to intermediate to advanced. And with more than 2,500 workouts available on the platform and 30 plus new classes added each week, there's always a new workout to try. Or simply pick the type of guidance you are feeling up for that day, whether it's technical training or high energy coaching or boot camp style intensity. They've got fun seasonal challenges to help you achieve your fitness goals, like quick strength training circuit while your cookies bake, me, or chill yoga flow to take a break from the holiday stress. I personally really like Active. I've started working out in a gym more. And like I've said before, I really hate like working out in a gym and not knowing what I'm doing or looking like I don't know what I'm doing. And this is like having someone who's in your ear telling you everything to do, but nobody knows there's someone in your ear telling you everything that you need to do. So you feel like you're ready to tackle it. And you also feel like you just look really cool. I think working out is something that people should not be so afraid of, but I totally understand the fear of it. This helps me with my gym anxiety because even me, who actually exercises quite frequently, I still get gym anxiety. And it's nice to feel like you know what you're doing. You're not going to hurt yourself because you have guidance, and you can focus on different things. You don't have to get creative. You can be like, I don't want to think about what to do. I'm just going to pick this thing, and someone else is going to tell me exactly what to do. And they are a fan of the podcast. So guys, thank you so much. So they are giving you guys a code. So subscriptions start at $14.99 and they're billed monthly, or it can be $99.99 for an annual membership. But for a limited time, new members get 50% off an annual membership, which is just $49.99 for the whole year of unlimited workouts. And to get that, visit aptiv.com/blame. That's AAPTIV.com/blame. And you're going to get it 50% off an annual membership. Ayo. Okay, guys, we are back and we are on to the next call.
You can call me Tris. I'm 21. I just got out of a relationship with a guy that was planning to introduce me to bondage. Well, I didn't have a problem with that. In fact, I was all for it. Well, some stuff happened and we ended up ending our relationship, and one of my exes wanted to try and be with me. Well, we have different sex views now because I'm into more experimenting, and he basically said that bondage is a way to ruin a relationship because he views that he's seen other people's couples that do bondage and stuff like that.
Why have you seen that?
And yeah, what?
He says that their marriage or relationships just end because of it. And I feel like that has nothing to do with a relationship ending. But I would like to know what you think, honestly. I feel like it's fine to do things like that in a relationship if, you're comfortable with it. But clearly he's not. So I feel like that's going to be a barrier in our relationship.
So she's 21, definitely from the South. Cutest fucking accent I've ever heard.
Tris, we love you,
Tris. Love it. Tris and her ex-boyfriend got into bondage. Did they actually try it out?
It seemed like they were just discussing it.
It seemed like, that seemed like they broke up before they were actually, but then she was into it and down for it, but they broke up for different reasons. Then they broke up, and for some reason, here's the part I wish I had more info. Your ex flew into town to win you over. What is that like? First of all, that's a movie.
How does that feel?
Yeah, how does that feel? Do you feel great all the time? Yeah. Obviously, you have problems. But so are they in now a relationship, or are they still just kind of testing the waters?
She didn't say.
Okay. And he's not into bondage and thinks he's seen couples who've done bondage and they've broken up
and it doesn't work
because
out
of
for
it.
them.
And then now you think it's fine, but you're wondering our opinions on it. First of all, this sounds like a sexually repressed kid. Your ex, sexually repressed.
Yeah.
And also what, I'm always quite wary of people who are very anti something that they've never tried.
Yeah. It's
and anti what other people are into. I'm if it doesn't affect you, why are you are you afraid of that? Is that something that you feel a deep dark, you feel a desire, you feel like you'd be into it, but you feel ashamed of that?
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like when it comes down to sex, the point of it is to make each other feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And embrace whatever the other person is into. And so, I feel like if I were you, I would maybe kind of start off with some, not the immediate stuff, leave the whips in the closet. I don't know what you're into, but start with smaller stuff and kind of do you know what I mean?
I do.
Gradual.
I just think as a discussion, if he's hard pass no,
right.
Then I wonder though, because if you were into the idea of that with your ex, but this isn't something that you had established that was something you need in a relationship before, if this is something that you feel like you need, and this is that you can't really be in a relationship unless this is able to meet that, which again, totally nothing wrong with. Everybody has certain things that
that's great. You know what you like.
You know
that's
what you're
good.
into.
Yeah.
I also would just say, like, I wouldn't jump into a new relationship automatically. I would say, like, it sounds like you've had a lot of sexual discoveries, which are the best kind of discoveries. Like, fuck the countries, discover all the sex stuff. But like, also Chris Columbus, problematic. But I mean, yeah, I think like I would say I don't necessarily think it's something you need to jump into a new relationship, and especially if it's with an ex, coming from someone who is quite guilty at just being like, if I just go back to my ex-boyfriends, I'm not increasing my number. Which
it's tricky with exes because you already established habits and traditions, whatever they may be,
and
so
he's going to associate bondage with this new guy that you dated after me.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a little bit of it, but I would say if this is something that you're into, no shame in that. I don't think relationships end for a multitude of reasons. I don't think if you like tie each other up, like it's like, well, now we're fucking doomed. So I don't agree with him on that. But I would say if this is something you feel like you need in a relationship, then honor that. But maybe and then talk to him about it. But don't just like tie him up without his consent.
Like, I think if he's worth staying with and working this out, then I would say the whole gradual thing and kind of start small, you know.
But then why'd you break up?
So true.
Right? Like, why are you going back to him? It's so rare that I think that going back to an ex works.
Yeah.
Because you broke up for a reason. And
like, if you're going back with him, he better check all of those boxes.
100%. He should be a fuck buddy, like a fun fuck buddy. But if he's not gonna be a fun fuck buddy, why'd you like? Yeah, I wouldn't. So Jack made a really great point. There's an actual term for this called kink shaming, which it sounds like what he's doing, and exactly what Jack was saying. These on mics, you guys couldn't hear. It's a red flag. It's something that's making you feel bad for something that you're into, and making you feel like it's like dirty or gross or not okay. And I think that is probably the biggest red flag. Is not even that he's just your ex, but that he's, I don't know, especially
now
like
shaming you with that. Yeah.
And it's so fucking hard for women to be confident like sexually and be like, know what they want and feel comfortable asking for that stuff. And then getting shut down.
Go you for being open, knowing what you want and asking for it.
Yeah. And it's not weird and it's not crazy and it's not like, and it's also like his opinion of that is so not what the rest of the guys you'll ever sleep with's opinion will be.
Yeah.
And I think that can be hard when someone says that they're sicked out by something or they don't like it or they don't approve or they're grossed out. You feel like they're speaking for the masses and they're not. Like, that's a common kink. It's a common thing a lot of people are into. There's a way to do it safely. And if he's worried about that, you can just get the education. Google's a magical place. And yeah, but I would just say, I don't know. He sounds like a no person. And I feel like you want to be with a yes man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, man. Okay. You'll be great. It'll be fun. Go enjoy some kinky bondage sex.
Absolutely.
With consenting
Live your
adults.
life.
And get tested and don't get pregnant.
Yep.
Woo!
Unless you want to.
Unless you want to get pregnant. She's 21. She does not want to get pregnant.
I don't think she.
Even if she thinks she wants to get pregnant, she does not want to get pregnant at 21.
Yeah.
She wants to do bondage. Sorry, not babies. Okay, sorry. Next call.
Hey, Megan. So I am 20, turning 21, and I have been with my long-term boyfriend for about 6 months officially, but we have been dating for about, I guess, the 6 months before that. So we've been together essentially a year, and he's been a good friend of mine for a few years. And I really genuinely do love him, and he loves me, and our families love each other. And the thing about our relationship is that it's long distance. So he's in New York. I kind of go between LA and Toronto in Canada a lot of the time. And in that, like, we visit every 2 months-ish. So we're always keeping in contact. However, I feel like now we're at the 6-month mark. I'm kind of getting into an almost, I mean, I don't like calling it a crazy mode because I don't like calling women's feelings crazy. Obviously, we're told that enough. But he's really hot. He's on a college campus as well. And women flirt with him all of the time. And I've met some of them, and some of them have been blatantly disrespectful in front of me and were blatantly flirting with him in front of me, kind of trying to assert the dominance of like, oh, you're just the kind of faraway girlfriend and I'm here and I'll steal your man sort of a mentality. And I feel like it's really getting to me because whenever I do visit him, like, he'll show me something on his phone and there's a screenshot of a girl who's a friend of his, but who I'm not really friends with, who I don't know. I mean, he has female friends that are his best friends who I know as well. And so that's awesome. And I love them. But like, I just find that Like, there's a girl that I know blatantly wants to have sex with him, and her name will pop up on his Snapchat when I'm with him. And he doesn't answer it, and he like states that he doesn't answer it, but like, I just feel like sometimes I come off as too strong or come off as the crazy girlfriend because I'm having issues with these other women that are having his attention and that are clearly, even though I trust that he won't do anything emotionally, I feel like, you know, he likes the attention of these girls, which is fair, but it's getting to a point of he's enabling them a little bit. Like the flirtatious comments, the girls flirting with him on Snapchat, even though maybe he won't answer or won't do anything physically. I think it's getting to me. So I guess ultimately, what should I do? Should I do anything? I've already brought it up to him several times. Should I give up or should I keep going? Or is this a part of long distance relationships?
Claudia, you want to start?
Oh, God. Well, first of all, I don't think that's just a part of long distance relationship. Like not every, I've had long distance relationships, one that lasted like half a year.
Yeah. 6 months?
6 months. Yeah. And so, I mean, here's the thing is like, it sounds like he's also, you know, doing stuff. He's giving it attention. I think you can't blame him for anything that people are doing. You know what I mean? Because like,
yep, I do think you can invite that attention onto you though.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it sounds like he's doing. So that you are like so okay to be alarmed by that if he's, you know, bringing in attention and exactly, allowing that into his life.
I would say I as a girl who's friends with guys, like I have straight male friends who have girlfriends or some who are single. I think that there's just like, again, I'm with you and like they're not calling women crazy. There's if you think about it as a big picture and you think about all of his girlfriends, there are some that you are not worried about and there are some that you are worried about. And I would stick with those hunches. Like I would say there's some relationships, like some friendships with guys and girls that like ultimately you've heard the whole thing of being like guys and girls can't be friends because secretly they all want to fuck each other.
That's not true though.
But no, I mean like someone's either like your brother or there's someone you have a flirty relationship with. I don't find that there's a ton of in between there when it comes to male-female relationships. Right. Like my guy friends that I have that are like, there's definitely like, I have guy friends or whatever who like had a more flirty relationship with, but like if you're dating someone, you have that kind of, that's filled, like that void of like getting the attention and all that stuff. Like that's already filled. So like those friendships, I don't really feel like I need it. Like I don't like foster as much versus like my guy friends who are like my brothers. Right. That's a totally different thing. Yeah. But I would say, I mean, he's at a college campus. You guys are doing the long distance thing. I mean,
and so he's got that void of like, you
know, but like, why does he have so many? Like, does he have guy friends? Like, is this like,
why is
he? Yeah, like, is it just female? Like, does he only have female friends or does he have guy friends? And like, you're just focusing on the female friends because I think if he rolls in a circle of like 10 guys and well, because my college have like they've got a group of girlfriends. I think that's different.
Yeah.
But I think if it's just him and a bunch of girls, I think that's a little different. Just because I think if you like his male friends, and if you have a couple of friends, people that he's friends with that you trust and that you know would like call him out and like have your interest at heart and aren't just like, yeah, fuck, get it, like go for it kind of thing. Not that I'm saying like this again, this sounds crazy girl. Not that you need like eyes and ears, but like I think you should be able to trust people in his life and know that they're not going to enable him to do stupid shit. Yeah. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
And one of my best friends, her boyfriend, one of my best friends. I'm so sorry, Sydney, if you're watching this. You're my best friend. Like, you're not one of my best friends. You are my best friend. So my best friend, she had her boyfriend has a ton of female friends, but she's like met all of them and doesn't feel like threatened by them. And they like her and she has her own sort of like doesn't hang out with them without him, but like she has enough of a relationship with them that she feels like they ask about her, like they like her, like they don't want their relationship to end. But if you feel like there are specific girls who are like want to fuck your boyfriend, first of all, why does that's not a good friend. Like a good friend prerequisite isn't like, I have a great friend, you know, they want to fuck me real bad. Good friend
when
right
that's
there.
Like the only intention. Yeah,
that's
and,
not
like,
a
motive.
Friendship like quality that's or trait.
Yeah.
So I would say those kinds of people in his life, what is he saying that they bring to his life? Because if he cares about you, I think things that make you uncomfortable, like what does he have to you know what I mean? Like, how do you win that power struggle? Like, what is he like risking to lose in order for your increased comfort level? Like, if it's a girl who just wants to fuck him, what's his reasoning for being like, no, she's a great friend, blank, 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 and blank.
Right.
If she makes you feel uncomfortable, like as a girlfriend, that's what,
yeah, that's a good point. Or like, it's like, what are these girls bringing into his life besides like the flirty attention, which naturally as humans, you know, like.
And I get that you're long distance, so it feels like maybe he doesn't have that void. But like, does he have an Instagram account? Can't people just fucking comment like stuff on that? But also, if he's commenting flirty shit on girls' Instagram,
I know that's where it's like, all right, he's allowing this in.
And also, I would say, automatically, like this is nothing. I don't know. I don't want you to blame yourself. Like,
you're not crazy.
No, you're not crazy. And also, like, this isn't like, oh, well, I'm long distance and I'm far away and like I can't give him all of this stuff, so he has to find it somewhere else. No, he can fucking watch porn. Like, he can't have your vagina all the time. Yeah. So like, he's gonna find it somewhere else. His right hand and porn. But like, it's not like he needs other girls to flirt with him. Because you're gone. And he's like, my ego. It's just like it's a little deflated. Like, I need to be like lifted up like that.
Yeah. Long distance, like if you're both in it as well, like it's not hard. You've got FaceTime. Get creative.
Is there an end game?
Have fun.
Ooh, I like that. I just got what you meant. But like, is there an end game to it? Because that's also it. Like, if he's on a college, he sounds like he's a college student. I mean, if he's on a college campus, otherwise that's another red flag. If he's just hanging out on college campuses, he could be a teacher. Ew,
not actually
worse. Then he's just hanging out with girls on college campuses as a teacher. Fucking nasty.
So creepy.
But no, I would say like, is there are you at school in a different area? Like, is this like, does it have a means to an end? Which is how I always look at long distance relationships when we're on the show giving advice to people, where it only works if you have an end game. Like, if you have a plan. Otherwise, this feeling of like this indefinite feeling, that is probably what's going to drive you the most crazy, is because there's no goal in sight. And I wouldn't say, I think the short-term goals are obviously like, oh, we see each other we see each other every 2 months. We do all that stuff. But like, big picture, like, what's the final What's the final plan?
Yeah, is he gonna move closer to you? Are you gonna move closer to him? Do you guys have somewhere that you're gonna meet?
And are you gonna, if you move close to him and then you're like suddenly like in the friend group of like all of these girls and all of that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. God, dude, fucking feel bad for you.
It's tough. Well, I feel like, just comparing to my personal relationship, I feel like at that point, like we were comfortable enough to like talk about that stuff. And that's why it kind of like ended too. Cause it was like, oh, he's never gonna move here. I'm not gonna move there. Blah, blah. You know? So like, I don't think it's crazy to have those conversations either. Yeah. 6 months in, like you should know the person pretty well and be pretty close and open.
Yeah. Also, dude, LA, Toronto, New York, none of these places are close to each other. That's like, she goes between LA and Toronto. And then also, you're hearing how I'm pronouncing it, very Canadian. Toronto, not like Toronto. I know. And then LA, like, or no, he's in LA.
He's in New York.
He's in New York. She goes between LA and Toronto. That's like not.
I mean, those are long ways. Those are long flights.
That's a really long flight and expensive.
The dick better be what they.
Better be what they. Better be great dick. Great dick. That's good. Ooh. And we know what our tagline for this episode is.
There you go.
Okay. Well, fuck, dude. I hope it works out, or I hope whatever you need to work out works out.
Yeah, figure out like think about the future and where this could lead to. I love the friend thing that you mentioned. If he has friends that you're also friends with, and you're able to kind of you know get other people's opinions and stuff, because obviously he's not going to tell you that he's flirting with these chicks.
No,
but
well, that's our advice. I guess we're on to the next one.
I'm 23, and here's what happened. I started a pie making business for the holidays, and my aunt, who lives several states away from me and I don't know very well, ordered some pies and had me deliver them for Christmas to her friends in my hometown. So she told me to take one to her nephew, said that we had no blood relation, and to give him my phone number because he was single. Well, I forgot about this potential opportunity to give this man my phone number and arrived at his apartment after making 16 pies in one day and having been taking care of a 5-month-old. So I looked really terrible, like covered in spit up and flour, butter, sugar, terrible. Like, I'm a babe, but this man would have no clue of that. Meanwhile, this man was basically a demigod. He was the most smoking hot dude I've ever seen, and he wasn't expecting me and answered the door shirtless. I've decided I'm in love with him, and I want to put my hands all over his body. So I got his number from my aunt and texted him. We had a short conversation, but he ended up not texting me back, rude. He was really nice and apologized if I was made uncomfortable by the fact that he wasn't wearing a shirt. I guess he thought I was going to be the UPS guy. I also wanted to note that he has no social media anywhere that I can find, so I can't just add him so he can see that I'm cute, cute, cute. So my two problems are, one, does it count if we're like fourth cousins, kind of, even though that we're not, and I don't know anyone about him, but it's not by blood, it's only by marriage, but I don't know anyone in his life. Like, is it still weird? And two, how do I get him to notice me? He seems kind of interested, but also not enough to care.
Well, fuck, no one's gonna get this for you. Well, you have your first cousins. You have your fuck. I fucked it up already. Well, you have your cousins, and then you have your first cousins. Okay, here's what I'd say. First of all,
the joke?
What?
Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
Oh, Mean Girls. Shoot.
Right? Well, you have your cousins, and then you have your first cousins.
Okay. Yeah.
I
remember now.
My jokes are funnier once you explain them.
I got it. A little slow today. Okay.
What I would first say when it comes to first of all, go you for this pie making business. 16 pies in one day.
That's
I'm
impressive.
Impressed. Very impressed. Okay. Are you guys two related? Let's focus on the cousin part first.
Let's that aspect.
Do you have cousins?
I do, but
what was that response?
I haven't really met a lot of them. They live out in Poland.
So, but would you fuck your cousin? Like your fourth cousin?
I just I can't compare because I don't know if I have a distant cousin by marriage.
But you don't know them. So she didn't know him. So it's kind of similar.
It's true. You know what? If it's not blood related, here's the thing.
If it doesn't affect your babies.
If it doesn't affect your babies, I mean, hey, I think give it a test run. I don't know. Do you think it's weird?
I mean, I think he thinks it's weird. That's what my automatic assumption is I would assume that he definitely is not putting you in a fuckable box. He's definitely my aunt is we might be related by marriage, but I think maybe the reason why he didn't seem that interested in you is because he was
he's automatically putting you in that category. Yeah.
Yeah. And I say this in the way that I have a really, really, really small extended family. Yeah. So I don't have a ton of cousins. But I have what I would consider my second cousins are who I consider my cousins. And then I think about their kids and their kids, which would then make them am I doing this right?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
And you could be a really distant aunt or
something. But no, what I'm thinking of when I think of my cousins or twice removed. How does that whatever. But all I'm saying is I have most of my extended family. They're not even my first cousins or all that stuff of people, but I consider them cousins. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it necessarily even means blood related, that you would be oh, this is when it gets gross. I just think that I would assume that he's assuming that you're fucking related.
Because that's not super left field for him to think that.
No.
If your connect is your same aunt.
And you also had to clarify to us here that he's you're also fourth cousin. That's 4 is not that big of a number. It's not oh, I can't even explain. There's this one kid I went to high school with that we're distantly related. And the fact that I said this and when I tell you how we're related, it's not real, but we used to joke that we're related.
Through 9 levels of
it's more it's way more. It's more 15 levels of Kevin Bacon or whatever. He was this is how you know it automatically we're not related because of the first connection. My dad's ex-girlfriends.
There you go.
Husband's sister's son. And him and I always used to be yeah, we're fucking related. We're related. We're related. So I think if it's enough that you can just trace it back oh, he's so-and-so, 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 so-and-so. Mm-hmm. That's a little if he would show up at a family reunion, I feel that's a little too close.
That might be a little too close. Sharing the same aunt. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel that is what I would say.
Yeah.
And then I mean, here's a question. How do you feel about the phrase, how do I get him to notice me? if someone said that to you, how do you feel about hearing that?
So, that's what's tough because he's off social media. Yeah. So that takes
But do you think it's do you think that's a how do I get a guy to notice me? Do you think there's a negative connotation in that? Of do you want a guy to notice you right off the bat, or do you want to have to do things to get them to notice
work
you?
To I get what you're saying.
How do you feel about that?
I don't like that.
Yeah. Do you like the chase or do you like to be chased?
Oh, I think everyone likes to be appreciated and knowing and liked right away.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the chase thing just gets really old really quick. Mm-hmm. In her defense though, she did bake a shit ton of pies. Yeah. covered in, was it baby barf too or something?
Yes, not in the pies.
I mean, so he saw you at your lowest, you know?
Yeah.
I would say like maybe like somehow finesse like some sort of hangout where he sees you when you're looking like cute. And then see if he notices you. I don't think you need to like run leaps and bounds and try to whatever. Like, I think just, be chill about it. And like, you know, maybe like figure out a way to see him one more time when you're not covered in pie ingredients.
Would you make an icebreaker of being like, we're not that related?
The aunt had set them up. Couldn't the aunt just send him a picture of her?
Did the aunt talk about like, hey, you're both related to me, but you're not that related?
Yeah, I wonder how she set that up.
Because I think you need to have an icebreaker. Because I think no matter what, it's like, okay, so it's like a guy talking to you who you only knew distantly as like your friend's ex-boyfriend or whatever. And so if you don't know, or like someone you knew, like someone that you always put in a box of being like, oh, you're dating this person, therefore you're on like, and you have to give me like context of being like, oh, do you know what I mean? If you're seeing someone that you see as like a relative or as like someone's boyfriend or someone that you met, like a guy that you met, but he had a relationship with another girl and you didn't know the girl. And so if he talks to you again, you're going to assume that he still is the girlfriend. So I think at that point, you kind of have to break that and like say, hey, by the way, we're not that related.
Right.
Did any of that make any, I tie together?
Well, because it sounds like you guys haven't really like talked much. You know, you had like that brief texting conversation of him being like, sorry, I was shirtless.
Yeah, I feel like he thinks he's texting his cousin.
It sounds like you don't know where he's at. He doesn't know where your head's at. Like there's just a lot of like big question marks here.
Yeah, I think like ripping off the Band-Aid and actually like making an effort to like say, just like maybe send him like a GIF of like Cersei Lannister. And be like,
oh my God.
Right? Do you know what I mean though? Then he'll know.
Oh my God.
You don't even have to have text. Like you can just, that's how
all
you know.
You need to do.
Like that puts it down there. So like he knows what you're at. Like,
oh my God.
You're just testing the water to see how he feels about really, really, really like not connected, distantly related incest.
Right.
So I think it's
that one got Jack.
That one there over there, yeah.
Jack's dying. I think that's the first hurdle you go through because I think any other thing is just gonna like
it's too soon. This is all too like you like there's you need more answers.
And everything else, any other flirting tactics are looking great or like looking really cute. None of it's gonna matter if he thinks you're like if he's still putting you in this relation like your related box. And also if he likes even if you explain that you're really not that related or you have your aunt do it or whatever, I think if he still feels a little weird about that, that's okay. And I would say feel okay about that. But wow, I find this so funny.
I
also like your aunt,
situation.
a little pervy, but I'm into it.
I'm into the aunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also just think about it. Like if you got married, like you would just, everyone there would be related.
That's my,
that gets a little weird.
My,
do you know someone like this?
Me.
What?
Well, not me personally, but my
Mel's dating her cousin.
No, but my dad's brother is married to my mom's cousin.
Whoa.
So we're all like related.
Okay. That's like twins who get with other twins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think like going back to like the family thing, like basically it's when it comes down to it, not blood related. It's not incestual. It's not weird. But when it comes down to like, well, what could this lead to socially? Exactly. That's when it's a little funky.
But I mean, it seems like you're far enough related that like you've never met before.
Yeah. Like you're cool with it, clearly.
Right? I mean, I don't know why I'm
figure
not
out
cool
where
with
he's
it.
at. There's a lot.
Yeah, who you're not at all related to.
Yeah, there's a lot of fish in the sea.
But I mean, I want to see what he looks like because I'm just imagining him like opening the door. Shirtless,
like I'm imagining
the wind blowing.
Wind blowing,
and then be like, "Sorry, I thought you were UPS," and like you're just sitting. And I also bake, so I know what you look like. Like I really know what you looked like, and I just love that image. And then I also in my head, like you don't say anything, like it's just like a romantic comedy. You're like, and he goes, "Oh, thanks so much," and you're, and then the door shuts.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I picture. Though I think you're way cooler than that, but like that's what in my head. If this is a Kate Hudson movie, this is what would happen. But yeah, I would say you need to address the cousin situation before you just try and get him to notice you. Cause then he'll be like, wow, my cousin, she really wants to be friends.
Yeah.
Not like my cousin, she wants to bone. can you please text him like a Cersei Lannister gif and then send us a screenshot? I just want to know what he said, like his response to it. And if he doesn't get it, then he's not cultured. And then fuck him. But don't
like
fuck
it.
him.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, but I totally got it.
See, you even know.
Just take a comedic route and see how he reacts to it.
Yeah,
I think that's really good advice.
it'd be so. Good.
I feel like the next step should be something over text, like something quirky, something funny,
a gif of incest,
and just. And there you go.
Okay, you're welcome. I hope we helped. Please send a screenshot.
We really enjoyed your question.
I did. You're also not gross. I feel bad. I feel like I just made you feel really bad about yourself. I don't want you to feel bad about yourself. This was just comedic gold. You have to understand. You threw me like a softball. I had to take it. Okay. Should we go to the next one?
Producer's Corner.
Oh, Producer's Corner.
Okay. What's that?
So Producer's Corner is either where a producer picks their favorite question or a memorable question that we should answer, or, which is what's happening today, is it's a callback. So someone can either call back in with advice, giving their own advice if they heard someone else, what they talked about, or it's someone who we gave advice to, and they're going to update us on their situation.
Oh, I love that.
So I think we're getting one of we're getting an update on a situation.
We've got an update on the situation. So this is from episode 14 with Leo.
Okay.
He wanted advice on, he had wrote a song for
his bandmate, and he was in love with him.
And told.
I think I listened to this episode,
Did you?
so I'm actually up to date.
Shut the fuck up. You're the best guest we've had so far. Leo was like, you got a podcast? I'm like, fuck you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So he wrote the song.
He wrote the song, and the guy that he wrote the song for had asked who was the song about.
Oh,
and
he said
initially he said it was for him, but then he took it back.
Yeah, he lied after.
Yeah. And then they ended up moving in together as roommates as well. So this is an update on that.
Wow.
I remember this.
Have you ever had a guy you've like liked before, but you weren't dating? You're like, we should live together. And you're like, is this you saying you don't like me?
Is that like the biggest friend zone?
I was like, that's the
ever?
biggest friend zone ever. You want to be roommates? Fuck you. Okay.
Hey, Megan. Following up with you in reference to my last call about my roommate that I was crushing on, the Dan. Well, as it turned out, I tried talking to him about it. He didn't even bother to discuss it or wanted to. It just got worse and worse. Before I continue, I do want to say, though, like, thank you for your advice, because I was in such a rut for a long time, feeling like crap about this whole situation, and I forgot that I am, much like you, a person who likes to confront things head on and make sure that things are being fixed immediately. I don't know why it took so long for me to even talk to him about this, but long story short, once I attempted to, he was all through Messenger as well, because he didn't even want to talk to me face to face. So I just kind of discussed the fact that we are not even like friendly anymore to each other. And he said he had no like bad feelings for me or anything like that. Well, there was several other things that were kind of bugging me about the whole situation, where I started feeling like I was being used when it came to money and just having a place. So I kind of brought that up as well, where I needed his assistance with those things. And it became an issue for him to realize that he wasn't helping out. And so I told him I will move out, which I'm now in the process of doing. And he apparently stopped talking not only to me, but everyone else. So, yeah, it's been kind of a roller coaster, but in the end, I'm kind of happy I did it. Got to know who he was and have no regrets about it. So, thanks.
Sounds like you came out on top.
Yeah.
Go you.
You seem like you had a lot of self-discovery with that. First of all, that was a roller coaster for me just to listen to. So I can't believe you had to go through all of that.
Yeah.
But I again, like I'm sure you mentioned it in this call, which means I probably said it in the last one, is that I'm very confrontational and like I like to I don't like to stew on anything.
Don't
because
waste time.
I have a wild imagination. If I stew on it, it just gets bad.
That's the problem with silence.
Yeah.
This guy clearly wasn't mature enough to
Yeah.
talk about anything. And silence just leads to over analyzing, like making assumptions, all this stuff.
You make assumptions and excuses. Like you'll assume negative things, but then you'll also cut slack. And so I think as much as this definitely probably sucked and wasn't the outcome you wanted, I'm so glad that like you were able to like get your answers. So you don't have to like you said, like be in a rut or like pine after something like this anymore.
Yeah.
And also the fact that he's like doesn't fucking talk to any of the other bandmates. It seems pretty crystal clear that
that's
he's
showing
just
a lot about him as a
douche.
character. Exactly.
Yeah. And the money thing with rent and all that stuff. I'm so happy that you addressed it before that because you can get so blind when you have a crush on somebody.
Jaded. That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
And like, what if like you were still in that phase of just having a crush and not doing anything about it, and he starts using you for that stuff? I think like I'm glad that you were able
to notice that too. Yeah.
God, and go fucking you for moving out. Like, take the power back.
Yeah.
All the balls are in your court.
I mean, it sounds like you settled this one.
Yeah.
Done and done.
Yeah, you crushed it. I also was so fucking afraid when this call started that I ruined his life. Could you just tell that in his voice where it was just like, hey, Meghan.
At the beginning, you were
no.
like, oh no. Oh no.
I literally thought I fucked up your life.
Yeah. Just sounds like he's not worth your time, and you clearly realize that, and he's not gonna take up any more of your time.
Some other guy's really gonna appreciate when you write a song for them.
So true.
Yeah.
You're one step closer to then just finding like the right one. You know what I mean? You gotta like sift through the weeds to get to the good stuff.
Do. And think of how many great songs you can write about this now.
Oh my gosh, so true.
How many Taylor
A
Swift
D-bag
hits?
song. Yeah.
Hits? Did I say tits? Did I say Taylor Swift
tits?
tits? Oh, I literally, you should, when you
like
watch
them
this
both.
video, guys, you need to see my eyes, but I just go, oh my God, did I just say tits? Think about how many of her hits are on heartbreak or breakups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is just inspiration,
like
and ammo.
You've
for
already
your music.
Exactly. You've already like learned a bunch of lessons, learned more about yourself, how you handle situations. I mean, just keep piling up all the benefits. Write a damn song about how awesome you are.
Yeah.
And how you just like totally took him by the balls and
Who run the world? You.
you.
Can you get trademarked on a podcast?
Shit.
Maybe.
I think that was far enough to like
It
not,
was. I also changed the lyrics.
It's fine. Yeah.
Well, that's it. We're done, guys.
Wow.
Do people still call you Claude Hopper, or is that just gonna be me and Lauren? Does anyone else?
You know, it's been a while, but that just made me like
Claude Hopper.
that made me like soft and cuddly inside.
Yeah. Well, Claudia and I, we didn't even premise it with this. Claudia and I have known each other since we were. You're 21 now.
Yeah.
I'm 24, by the way. I did not know that. I thought I was 23. Been fucking up for a while.
Oh my God.
I checked on famous birthdays. I'm 24. I did. I had to cross-reference. My manager didn't believe me either. She goes, I've been telling everyone you're 22. And I was like,
so funny.
uh-oh. Claudia and I have known each other since we were in high school.
I was thinking about this morning. I was like, when did we meet? I think it was like Playlist Live 2013 or something.
Wow.
I think that was...
No.
20...
Is it? I think it was before that. I think we met in IMATS or something.
You're right.
But I have a great memory. One of my favorite memories with Claudia, aside from the fact that we just went to Cambodia together, one of the ones is I was dropping out of college. You're 21 now, so I can say this.
Yeah, it's fine.
Great. This involves alcohol.
Yeah,
I was dropping out of college and I was submitting my final paper. And I'm sitting on the bed at Playlist Live, uploading it. It's about to happen. And Claudia literally has like a bag of wine that is being guzzled into my mouth as she's like slapping the bag, like, you're dropping out of college. And it was so great. It was a good memory. It was fun. So you guys check out Claudia's content. She's got a great aesthetic, which I don't use that word lightly.
Thank you so much. No, I take that as a very deep compliment.
I don't think I've told anyone else ever that they have a nice aesthetic.
Because you got a good thing going on. So
I have an uptight anal thing going on.
Really, really, yeah. But it's good.
Thank you. Well, Claudia's great. Follow her on your YouTube. You're Claudia Sulewski.
Yeah, I'm still doing the YouTubes.
And then
it's
Instagram,
just Claudia Sulewski on everything.
Okay, great. Yeah. We'll leave it down below too because it's very fucking hard to spell.
That last name, yeah.
SUL. Don't tell me. SULESK.
Whoa.
So,
no.
SULEU.
Nope.
Okay, fuck it. Bye. No, how do you say
SULEWSK.
Oh, guys, yeah. Call for Valentine's Day questions. You
That's
can
really cute.
ask me and Mott's questions about Valentine's. You can ask him what he's buying me. You can ask him how great I am. No, I'm kidding.
Past stories.
Just to ask, call in and ask your Valentine's Day woes, things that are going on, whether it's relationship stuff or being single on Valentine's Day. All of those things we will be ready to answer and give you some advice. Cute. So just leave us voicemails asking your Valentine's Day themed predicaments at the phone number 310-694-0976. International callers, meghanpodcast@gmail.com. Record an audio file on your phone, a voice memo, and just send it on over through that email. And make sure it's still not like 35 minutes long. And if you have a British accent, you get bonus points. So if you enjoyed this video version of the podcast, which I will be really surprised if you didn't, because a lot of you have been commenting that you wanted more of these, please give it a thumbs up so we can keep doing the video version, because I think you guys really like it. So you better show me how much you like it, because you asked for it so much. Give it some thumbs ups. And I would really love that, because then we'll keep doing these video formats. And if you don't, we're going to take it away from you. But as always, we are available as an audio podcast. So we're on the Apple Podcast app. We're on SoundCloud. And you can go to don'tblameme.show to figure out other ways to listen on Tumblr, all those cool things. So, okay. So we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Incredible.
Goodbye.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my God. Thanks for coming. Don't Blame Me is a production by me, produced and directed by Jack Ferry, associate producer Melissa DeMons, edited by Melissa DeMons, post-production sound by Chris Henry, and music by Giacomo Picasso and Ryan Hunter. I will see you guys in 2 weeks, and don't blame me if your life bursts into flames before then.